Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about one of my favourite things ever in the makeup world. Warm toned eyeshadow palettes. I know I have a lot. I have 8 here to be precise, 2 that I forgot about. So I went through my stash, picked out the ones that I love. I have all budgets, so from I think the cheapest one is under a tenner to more than a tenner. Like €75. I wanted to show you that there are eyeshadow palettes out there for all budgets, so let's get stuck in. Even though I don't have this on, I know. I was filming 2 of my Instagram 1-minute videos and I was like, if I put another warm toned eyeshadow on me, people are going to lamp the head off me. So I went for cool toned, but I used this palette, which also has warm tones. So this is from Too Faced. This is a natural matte palette. Kind of heavy. Like packaging wise, it's that acrylic and it looks like a little lady purse. Like it is weighty, but inside, like this is technically more neutral than it is warm. I have these 2 shades in the centre. Actually, I have this whole row on my eyes and it's like neutral. It's not kind of that cool toned. These shades here are all matte and then these ones have not shimmer but like almost like a pearly iridescence to it that just gives brightness to the eyes. So yeah, I have this row on today. This is my favourite row ever. And then this is quite warm toned as well. I will leave all the links below. I'll leave the prices for everything, but this is beautiful. This is the only Too Faced palette that I have and now I kind of want more. I know. And I find that the mattes, they just blend so easily. There's no catching or dragging on the eyelid, which I hate when that happens because then you're like, If you watched my monthly favourites the other day, you'll recognise this one from Wet n Wild. I know. This is the Rosy in the Air palette. It is gorgeous, gorgeous. And as I said in that video, I haven't really given this top row much of a look in because these ones are gorgeous. Yeah, I've been wearing this one all over the eyelid just on its own. Bit of mascara, happy days. And then if I want to like amp it up a little bit and make my eyes look extra green, these shades are stunning. I think if I was doing a blind test of this palette, I would have said that it was in the 20 to 30 euro mark based on the formula, the pigmentation, the colour payoff. One of my pals says that she has the cooler toned and she found it like a little bit patchy. Not so with this, well not so with this row anyway. I think I swatched that top row and that was about it. Like I should probably give it another go, but under a tenner. I had to give a little shout out to this. This is the Fuchsia Paradise palette. Hold on. Now I know. Do not be afraid. We'll kind of like be a little bit afraid of that yellow. So this is new from Fuschia and I did a makeup look over on Instagram, one of the 1-minute videos, showing this shade, this shade, this shade and this shade in action. I was watching my eyes get greener and greener as I was using them. The shadows are stunning. There's no patchiness, there's no skipping at all. They layer really nicely because I started with this in the crease and then I put a little bit of this on. So pigmented. Little bit of this one. Ridiculously pigmented. And this one I had to pack on a little bit more because I was patting it onto the lid. I wasn't using a fluffy blending brush, so I needed about 2 layers to get full opacity. This shade, when I patted it onto the eyelid, I used it like for a different look. It wasn't as pigmented, but fluffed into the crease, stunning. I know that this can look a little bit scary because they are like bright, they are in your face. Look at it. But go have a look at my Insta video and I'll show you, like it's totally wearable, trust me. Like look at my age and I'm able to wear this eyeshadow palette. You didn't think I was going to not mention this, did you? This is the Urban Decay Naked Petite Heat palette. Oh, there it is. When I want green eyes, this is the one that I go for. It is perfect for travelling. I brought it to France with me when I sweated more than any human person has ever sweated in their life. Like the sweat was squirting out of my head. But when I used my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer and used this, I looked great all day. Okay, my eyeballs did. The rest of me was like purple with the heat. I definitely prefer this over the regular Naked Heat palette. That's great, that's big, that's massive, it has shimmers in it as well, but I just don't reach for it the way I reach for this. So these 5 shades are completely matte. This one has the tiniest little bit of shimmer. That's kind of nice for like putting on your eyelid there if you want to kind of add a little bit of brightness. But I love layering this up. This just gives autumn smoky vibes. Like this is my flowers in a palette, you know, and has like a great size mirror as well. As I said, it's perfect for travelling. I will be bringing it away with me. It's just so dinky. I just love the packaging. It's secure, and I know that makes me sound demented, but like, you know, if you're like throwing something into the bottom of your handbag. So what I like to do is apply these shades kind of during the day if I just want like a regular neutral eye. Maybe a little bit of this along the outer V and onto the lash line, and then when I want to go green eyeballs, these 2 shades are gorgeous and they'd be lovely with blue eyes as well. If you have blue eyes, anything orange, anything warm toned will just make them look blue. Do you remember this? This is the Huda Beauty Warm Brown Obsessions palette. Again, you're going to think I'm all mental because all my eyeshadow palettes are the same, but I love them. What I like about this, again, is the size. I wish I had a little bit of a clasp because I'd be afraid that if I threw it in my handbag that it would get messed up. But it has this really nice gold shade that works best with the finger. Like, look at that. I really like the fact that it has this cream shade here because you know the way sometimes if you put your eyeshadow primer on top, it can be a little bit sticky. So what I like to do is put this shade all over the eyelid. It just kind of sets the primer, and it means that the eyeshadows that I go in with on top of that doesn't catch or skip or like stick to the eyeshadow primer. Do you know what I mean? But this is truly gorgeous. Now, I did buy this last year, and then I also bought the purpley one as well. That looked very pink on my eyes. This one was made for me. Look at it. I know. But I love that it has like a mix of like the burgundies, it has like the reds, it has the oranges, the peaches, the browns, warm browns. Warm browns are just my favourite. Thank you. And this, I think this is really good value for what it is. And as far as I understand, because I'd heard that these eyeshadows were the same size as the regular Huda Beauty palettes, and I can confirm that it is. But if you didn't want to spend, I can't remember how much the original, like the big palettes are, I don't know if they're like 60 or so. If you didn't want to invest that much and you'd be like, oh, I don't know if I'd wear them, these palettes are a great introduction to Huda Beauty, and you can get them in Brown Thomas or online. I know. This is new from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Stars in Your Eyes palette. This is part of the Christmas collection. It is expensive at either £60 or €75. I know. I did buy the one last year, which I loved loads. This has more purples in it as well. So the whole eyeshadow palette is broken up into 4 looks. So you have Love Eyes, Power Eyes, Happy Eyes, Confident Eyes, and you're supposed to feel all those things when you wear them. Watch now. Half of me wants to apply a little bit of everything and just see if I have the best day of my whole entire life. It's a mix of mattes and shimmers. Now the mattes are ridiculous. I remember using the eyeshadow palette last year and I would swirl my fluffy brush into the mattes. There was no fallout whatsoever, and I was like, these blend like a dream. This is the only kind of slightly disappointing shade in that I found this to be a little bit patchy. The Power Eyes trio was the most disappointing out of the 4 because these 2 shades here, they just didn't give enough oomph. They were grand when I applied it with a wet brush or if I wet my finger, but this eyeshadow here is stunning. Love these for everyday wear. This, the Happy Eyes, is just my favourite because, you know, I know. And I just love having like a little bit of purple here. This is like just such a treat. I love it. And did I do a video? I did do a 1-minute video on this. I probably did it on most of these actually. Yeah, where I showed each one in action, and I have a blog post as well that I link below. But if you're looking for a treat and like look at the packaging, it's beautiful. Back to budget, and we have this beaut from Rimmel. This is the Spice edition from the Magnifeyes eyeshadow palettes. Because I've tried Rimmel eyeshadow palettes kind of like this in the past, and I was like, yeah, no, it's grand. Like, pigmentation is alright. And you know what? I think there is a place for eyeshadows that aren't that pigmented, because not everybody is a pro at blending and doing the cut crease and everything, and people do like to build upon. Anyway, I don't know, I'm talking about that because this is pigmented. God, I just went on like an absolute tangent, didn't I? Again, this has a mix of mattes, it has a mix of shimmers. It is so good. But it has a mix of the neutrals, it has the warms here, it has a little bit of purples, it has the shimmers. It is gorgeous. If I have a video on this or a blog post, I'll leave it below. And it came with one of those, I think it was a double-ended spongy yolk. I lost that, like literally when I opened it, it just disappeared into this room. I don't know. For me, Rimmel don't bring out enough limited edition stuff. It's one of those stands that when I'm in a chemist I don't gravitate towards, because I'm like, well, they don't really have anything new. But if you haven't tried this and you're looking for a warm eyeshadow palette, give this a go. I think you'll really enjoy it. And finally, ding, I know, I mentioned this in my monthly favourites as well. This is the Anastasia Sowhat Glam palette. I love this, like, I actually love this. These shimmers here are, and what I like to do is, again, take the matte into the crease, the outer corner, use my finger, apply the shimmers on top of the lid, and my eyeballs just look fantastic. I bought this in Sephora, you can get it online as well, I'll leave the link below. This black here, it's so pigmented. I love the shade Mulberry, and Sienna is my favourite, and the Burnt Orange and Orange Soda are great in the crease as well. And I like this little dusky rose here, it's just like a little bit of pop, of like slight coolness. But it's such a wearable palette. You know the way when you get palettes, sometimes there are shades in it that you're like, oh, I don't think I'd wear that much. Like, I would wear every single, and I have done, worn every single shade in this palette. Look at it. Do I look real happy? I feel real happy. Yeah, this is my first Anastasia palette, so I just think that I'm gonna be buying more. And then when I was going through my stash, I kind of found 2 eyeshadow palettes that I forgot about. I know. Am I so bold? But I wanted to show them to you anyway because I've heard great things about them. I haven't tried them myself, but I just wanted to highlight them. First one is this one. This is the Be Perfect LMD Master Palette. Look at that. And inside, again, you have a mix of mattes, you have a mix of shimmers, you have the cheek shades as well. This terrifies me, and yet I love it. I'm going to have to give that a go. I've seen a good few reviews on this, and pretty much across the board people are loving this, so I don't know why I forgot about it. That's gorgeous, isn't it? If you've tried this, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what I should do with this. Let me know if you've used that shade Louise in it. The final palette that I forgot all about because I had it at the bottom of the bag was this one. I know, Huda's gonna kill me. So this is the Rose Gold palette, but the remastered version. This palette definitely has more pinks than it has warm shades, but again, like these would look gorgeous on green eyes, as with this, as with these top ones here, as with pretty much all of them. And this is the palette that I was trying to compare to this one to see if the eyeshadows were the same size, and they are. Are they bigger? No, the same. When this eyeshadow palette came out, there was inconsistencies with the formula, with the pigmentation, with the colour payoff, and so they've rejigged it, they've remastered it, if you will. I will give this a go. I've heard great things about the shimmers. Again, when you use it with your finger, I've heard that if you use a dry brush, it just, the glitter gets everywhere. So either wet brush or the finger. Yeah, I'm totally going to give this a go. Look at that pink, like that's just terrifying. But I'm going to use it. Anyway, have you tried this one again? Let me know. Now all I want to do is take my makeup off and put more on. But which palette to choose, I don't know. I hope that was helpful because do you know what? Autumn. I'm looking out the garden here. I'm looking out my window here and there's a tree outside and it's like partly green and it's going orange and gold and red, and I just I love it. Same with these flowers. I bought these in HomeSense recently and I was like, they're just autumn. They are my eyeshadow palettes in flower form. I love them. And for me, I wear warm toned eyeshadows throughout the year. I don't just wear them in autumn or just do it all the time because just I'm wild, you know. I hope you have a little list of eyeshadow palettes that you might want to try, and I hope I kind of covered as many budgets as I could. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye! Gotta now pick a palette.